Believe it or not, my husband is the one who has been teaching me how to not be a people pleaser. I know that sounds crazy because from what we know, a lot of men love when women are people pleasers because they exploit that, right? That's how they get us to do everything for them. But my husband there's two ways he's been doing this. And just for context, you can watch this other video talking about how people pleasing, it actually harms other people and it harms yourself. But I can still relate to this comment because even when I got good at like saying no to people soliciting stuff on the street, get good at blocking people and blah, 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 I'm still the person who will like not move because my dog is asleep, even though I have to pee for like 3 hours, right? But with people, I mean, my dog is the one that I still, I'm a toxic boy dog mom. Thank God he's not going to grow up and date a woman. I'm the only one who suffers from his king babiness. But let me give you a few examples. So I remember in the beginning, I was over at Anthony's place. I'm a mess, y'all. I mean, he calls me Tornado Rainbow for a reason. He calls me his trashy wife. That's our little inside joke because every time he reaches into my pockets, there's trash. Like sometimes he can figure out where I am because there's little wrappers like breadcrumbs leading to where I am. Like it's ridiculous. This poor man has to clean up after me all the time, and that's my ADHD. And I mean, my whole, I mean, maybe it's other stuff. Maybe I'm just a mess, right? But people have been calling me Pigpen forever. When I was a raft guide, my guy friends actually bought me a bib to eat with because I'm always just spilling things. Luckily, Anthony still finds it endearing, annoying, but endearing too. But in the beginning, I was at his place and I was eating rice cakes. I love to eat bananas on rice cakes. This is another ADHD thing. It's a snack that I love. I mean, I'm in France. It's some of the best food that I've ever had. And I'm eating like rice cakes with banana because I'm cheap. And also, like, I can't be bothered with choices. So I was at his place eating. First of all, he's like, can't believe this is like a snack that I actually enjoy. But I got rice cake. I mean, every time I eat a rice cake, there's just crumbs everywhere, Like it just happens no matter how careful I am. And he goes, babe, just so you know, like every time you eat rice cakes, you leave crumbs everywhere. And it's really cute now, but eventually it'll probably get annoying. Can you just try to pay closer attention to that? Now, not much has changed, y'all, because I'm still doing this stuff. But I'm always trying to clean up after myself. I'm aware of it, but I don't know how. Yo, I took a shower once and a penny fell on the ground. A penny stuck to my body somehow, my naked body. I don't know where this stuff comes from, but I am like a magnet for junk. I'm like a walking trash receptacle. So that was I was like, oh wow, I really like the way he did that because he taught me that there is a way to tell somebody about something that bothers you in a really nice way, in a very direct way, but in a non-judgmental way. And B, I immediately was like, oh, I can trust this man to tell me what's going on because unlike me, he's not just going to suppress it and pretend like it doesn't exist. And so, and because of several arguments that we've had, it's always because of something that I didn't realize I was doing out of people pleasing, approval seeking, fear of reactions. And a lot of that, and most of that is all based in trauma and lived experiences of being terrified of men, right? Now, even though my husband, I feel so safe with him, my default is still to be a people pleaser. So I have to like ask myself with almost everything, wait, how do I feel? Wait, put the thermometer up my butt, not his, right? And he knows how hard this is for me. So he's actually helps me. He reminds me. I tell you this all the time. He's on a regular basis, at least once a day, if sometimes more, depending on the day, being like, babe, center yourself now. How do you feel? What do you want? Forget about me. Forget about what you think I want. Forget about what you think anyone else wants. What do you want? What do you need? God, and even still, with that support and my own constant work on my codependency, I don't know if this is ever not going to be the default, right? So I say it's like I was taught how to walk on my hands. Like I've been walking on my hands my whole life. And like the last 10 years or so, I've been learning how to walk on my legs, but I'm just so wobbly and it's so unnatural. So I just go right back to like, seeing the world upside down. But I will say that what really helps with people pleasing is if you find healthy people, friends, anybody, healthy people in your life who role model what it looks like to be honest and direct, but in a thoughtful way. And my husband is so good at that. And what I've realized is that by watching what I get from him being honest about what's going on with him, I trust him more. And that is what I rob people of. When I am approval seeking and people pleasing, and all this is based on trauma responses, right? All my chronic codependency is based on trauma responses, things I had to do in childhood and through adulthood, especially because of the violence of men. But that doesn't mean it's useful anymore. If anything, it literally ruined my relationships. And when I started realizing that I want people to trust me, I want people to know that I'm going to tell them what's going on with myself, or if, you know what I mean? Like if like, do you know how hard it is for me to tell someone they have a booger in their nose? But I make myself tell them because I think if this person walks around all day with a booger in their nose and I don't say something, not only are they going to look stupid all day long with this thing for their nose, but then they're not going to trust me because I'm the person who saw it all day and said nothing because I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. A safe person will not be mad at the messenger. They'll be grateful to the messenger. So when I just started reframing everything in terms of people pleasing, is like, how is this really serving this person? Not only how is this not serving me, but how is this not serving this person? Because I'm not only erasing myself, denying myself, abandoning myself in order to please other people, but I'm also lying about who I am, what I want, what I need, and I'm lying to them about things that they may actually need to know too for their own growth or to avoid embarrassment or whatever. I lived my whole life with a rock in my shoe, adapting and just being like, oh, that doesn't bother me. I literally will walk around all day with a rock in my shoe, even when I'm alone, y'all. I don't know. I'm a masochist. But when I'm with another person, I don't want to like make them stop and that. But again, like with my husband and like a lot of my friends, I notice I'm like, wow, they just said, hold on a second, I've got a rock in my shoe. And they stop and I wait for them and I'm not mad. I don't want them to be in pain. And then they take the rock out of their shoe and then we carry on. And you think about how crazy this is. Like, no, oh no, I don't want anybody to know. No, I don't want anyone to wait. Like so much of this is projection. And it's really unfair to other people because we're projecting onto them a monster. A monster who has no patience, doesn't care for us. Is going to be like, what? You have a rock in your shoe? Well, fuck you. I'm out of here. Like that's not what they're going to do. They're going to be like, okay. God, no. Codependency. It'll ruin your life. Get help with it, please.